A one-of-a-kind model on the catwalk for Chanel, Ines de la Fressange smiles for the camera. At the age of 53, she's the star of the evening.
I think I'll make it into the Guinness Book of Records. And they'll call me Guinness de la Fressange. I haven't walked the runway for Chanel in 21 years, and I think Chanel's never had a 53-year-old model before.
If all women looked like this in their 50s, they should all be on the runway. She's great. After this craze for 15-year-old Russians, it's time. You can't keep doing the same thing.
Designer Karl Lagerfeld and his supermodel have mended fences. Fressange was his first muse. As the face of Chanel during the 1980s, she was a sought-after model. But later the two had a falling out and went their separate ways. Fressange founded a fashion line of her own in 1991.
I thought I knew how the fashion world worked, but being a model is very different from a designer presenting clothes. It's a lot more fun to make your own clothes.
Fressange's line was successful, but her business partners ousted her in 1999. Today, she works as a consultant for the French luxury label Roger Vivier. She's still known as a style icon, and she's still making cover page appearances. In 2009, she was voted the most fashionable woman in Paris by the readers of Le Figaro newspaper.
Certainly, I'm quite flattered to be the typical Parisienne. People sense that I love the city I live in, but I think it's also my attitude towards life, to still be a bit coquettish.
La Parisienne is the title of Fressange's new book.
I'm often asked for advice on how to dress, where to go in Paris, which restaurants or boutiques do I recommend. That was happening so much that I thought I'd write a book with tips and addresses. Then I wouldn't always have to say the same thing.
She's an author and a businesswoman, and she's continued to model. She exudes joie de vivre on the runway, and that's what made her appearances so popular.
You shouldn't take fashion too seriously. First and foremost, fashion should be fun.
Designer Jean-Paul Gaultier takes the same view and has engaged the model to make regular appearances at his shows.
She's so beautiful and elegant. Haute couture needs that.
I like Jean-Paul's message. He shows he likes women, not just young models, but women in their 50s, in the middle of their lives. Women who work and who have homes and families.
In her day-to-day life, Fressange keeps things casual with a pair of flats and jeans.
I feel comfortable in my boots. I like them. And that's much more important than what you think about my shoes. Some women really dress to show off. They wear earrings, a necklace, bracelets, and rings, as if they were part of a jewelry boutique. But why? Sometimes less is more.
And what's the secret for keeping her youthful air?
I try to set priorities and not to get too stressed. When you're stressed, you frown, and that's really bad. In general, the things that make you frown normally aren't worth it.
On the contrary, Fressange has something to smile about. She's set to debut in Chanel's next ad campaign. Even at 53, her modelling career is far from over.